The lawyer's office smelled like old leather and disappointment. I sat across from Mr. Peterson, our family attorney for 30 years, as he shuffled papers with obvious discomfort. "I'm sorry, Natalie," he said, not meeting my eyes. "Your mother was very clear. The entire estate now goes to your brother Marcus. The house, the investments, everything." I kept my face neutral, though inside something crystallized, hard and cold. "Did she say why?" "She mentioned that Marcus has 3 children. He needs security for his family." He cleared his throat. "And she said you were financially independent." "Financially independent. Code for, you don't have kids, so you don't matter." "I see." I stood, smoothing my skirt. "Thank you for letting me know, Mr. Peterson. Natalie, you could contest this." "No." I picked up my purse. "I won't contest it. Mom made her choice." Outside, the October air bit through my coat. I sat in my car for a moment, letting the hurt transform into something more useful. Marcus had been working on this for months, maybe years. Every Sunday dinner, dropping hints about his mortgage struggles, his children's college funds, how hard it was raising a family on a single income after his wife left. Meanwhile, I'd built my financial consulting firm from nothing. No husband, no children, just 16-hour days and smart investments. In Mom's eyes, that made me less worthy of inheritance. In Marcus's eyes, it made me an obstacle to remove. My phone buzzed. A text from Marcus. "Heard you met with Peterson. No hard feelings, right? It's what's best for the family." I deleted it without responding and drove to my office. "Natalie, you look like you've seen a ghost," my assistant, Jerome, said as I walked past his desk. "Cancel my afternoon meetings. I need to make some calls." For the next 6 hours, I worked with the focused intensity that had built my fortune. By evening, I'd mapped out every detail of my mother's financial situation. The house in Westchester, worth $2.8 million but mortgaged for $2.3 million. The mortgage held by First Metropolitan Bank. Monthly payments of $12,000. 3 months of missed payments before foreclosure proceedings could begin. I called my investment banker. "Diane, I need you to arrange a meeting with First Metropolitan's board. I'm interested in acquiring some of their debt portfolios." "Debt portfolios? That's not usually your." "Just arrange it, please." 2 weeks later, I sat in First Metropolitan's boardroom, reviewing their distressed assets. Residential mortgages in the tri-state area, many of them underwater or near default. "We're particularly interested in moving this bundle," the CFO explained, pointing to a list of properties. "These are all high-value homes with significant remaining balances. The borrowers are challenged." I scanned the list, my expression neutral, when I found what I was looking for. There it was, 1247 Oakwood Drive. My childhood home. My mother's house. "I'll take the entire portfolio," I said. $18 million for the lot. The CFO blinked. "That's very generous. These are distressed assets. I see opportunity where others see risk. Draw up the papers." They thought I was crazy. $18 million for questionable mortgages? But I wasn't buying debt. I was buying choices. The transfer was completed within a month. I now own my mother's mortgage, along with 47 others. I hired a management company to handle the portfolio, with very specific instructions for one property. "Standard procedures for all accounts," I told the manager. "No exceptions. If payments are missed, follow protocol exactly as outlined in the original mortgage terms." Then I waited. Thanksgiving came. I received a terse invitation through Marcus. "Mom wants to know if you're coming to dinner." I declined politely, citing work obligations. Christmas passed the same way. I spent the holidays in Aspen, clear-headed and peaceful. Meanwhile, I monitored the mortgage account. January's payment came on time. February's was late, but arrived before the grace period ended. Then March came and went with no payment. I didn't interfere. Didn't remind. Didn't warn. The management company sent the standard notices. First, a friendly reminder. Then a formal warning. Then the notice of default. My phone rang on a Tuesday morning in April. "Mom." "Natalie's sweetheart," she began, her voice unusually warm. "I've been thinking we should have lunch. It's been too long." "That's nice, Mom. I'm pretty busy with work." "Oh, well, actually." Her voice shifted. "I'm having a small problem with the bank. You know how these financial institutions can be. I thought maybe with your expertise." "What kind of problem?" "They're saying I missed payments. It's ridiculous. There must be some mistake. They're threatening foreclosure. Can you imagine? Over a simple miscommunication." I leaned back in my chair. That does sound serious. Have you talked to Marcus? After all, he's going to inherit the house. He should probably handle this. Silence. Then, he's having his own difficulties right now. Of course he was. I'd done my research. Marcus had leveraged his anticipated inheritance, taking out loans for a boat, a vacation home, promises to his children about their college funds. All based on money he thought was coming. I wish I could help, Mom, I said evenly. But I wouldn't want to overstep. You made it clear that Marcus handles family financial matters now. Natalie, this is serious. I'm sure Marcus will figure it out. He's got a family to provide security for, after all. I hung up. The next call came from Marcus himself. What the hell did you say to Mom? Nothing she didn't already know. You're having trouble helping her with the mortgage situation. You know I am. The business is struggling, and Karen is demanding more alimony. That's unfortunate, but I'm sure you'll manage. You always were the responsible one with a family to support. Natalie, stop playing games. Help Mom with the bank. Which bank? First Metropolitan, obviously. Oh, I paused, savoring the moment. That's going to be difficult. First Metropolitan sold her mortgage months ago. She's not dealing with a bank anymore. Sold it? To who? A private investment firm. NMG Holdings. Never heard of them. Can you reach out? I could, but I doubt they'd listen to me. I'm just the financially independent daughter, remember? No family to provide for. No real responsibilities. Natalie, this isn't funny. I'm not laughing, Marcus. I'm just confused why you're calling me. According to Mom's will, I have no stake in the family assets. So why would I get involved? He hung up on me. May arrived with a formal foreclosure notice. The house would be auctioned in 30 days unless the full balance was paid. By then, with penalties and fees, it was nearly $2.4 million. My mother called again, crying this time. Natalie, please. I don't understand what's happening. The bank won't even talk to me. They say I have to deal with the new mortgage holder. Have you tried reaching out to them? Yes, but they just refer me to some management company. Everything's so impersonal now. Please, you understand these things. Can't you help? Mom, I offered to help you with financial planning years ago. You said Marcus was handling everything. I was wrong, okay? Is that what you want to hear? I was wrong. What I wanted to hear was that I mattered as much as Marcus. But that ship has sailed. You're really going to let me lose my home over hurt feelings? I'm not doing anything, Mom. You made choices. You decided I wasn't family enough to inherit. Now you're facing the consequences of those choices. Who hurt you this badly, Natalie? When did you become so cold? The same day you sat in Mr. Peterson's office and signed me out of your will. The same day you decided that 34 years of being your daughter meant nothing because I didn't give you grandchildren. The silence stretched between us. Finally, she whispered, the mortgage company. NMG Holdings. Do you know who owns it? I might. It's you, isn't it? You bought our mortgage. I bought a portfolio of distressed assets. Yours happened to be included. You're going to foreclose on your own mother? No, Mom. I'm allowing the terms of a legal contract to be enforced. The same way you enforced the terms of your will. Impartially. Business is business, right? She hung up. The auction was scheduled for June 15th. 2 weeks before, Marcus showed up at my office. Security called up to announce him, and I had them send him up. He looked terrible, unshaven, clothes wrinkled, eyes bloodshot. You win, he said without preamble. What do you want? I want nothing. I have everything I need. Cut the crap, Natalie. What's it going to take? You want back in the will? Done. You want an apology? Fine. I'm sorry. I manipulated Mom. I was greedy. There. Happy. No, Marcus. I'm not happy. But I'm not unhappy either. I'm just done. Done. You're about to make our mother homeless. Our mother has options. She could sell the house herself and pay off the mortgage. She could refinance. Oh wait, she can't because you convinced her to take out a second mortgage last year for your business, didn't you? She could ask her son, the one she trusts with her entire estate, to help her. You know I can't. Then she could ask her other child. Oh wait, she doesn't have another child. Not according to her will. Marcus slumped into a chair. What happened to you? You used to be kind. I still am kind. I donate millions to charity. I mentor young women in business. I take care of my employees. I just stopped being a doormat for people who see kindness as weakness. She's our mother. Yes. And she made her choice. She chose you. Congratulations, Marcus. You get everything. The estate, the family legacy, all of it. You just have to pay for it. I can't raise $2.4 million in 2 weeks. Then you'll lose the house. But don't worry. You'll still inherit whatever's left after the auction. That was what you wanted, right? Your security. He left without another word. On June 10th, 5 days before the auction, I received a call from Mr. Peterson. Natalie, your mother wants to update her will. She wants to split everything equally between you and Marcus. That's nice. Tell her I'm not interested. I'm sorry. I don't want her money, Mr. Peterson. I never did. I wanted her love. Her recognition. Her understanding that I was just as valuable as Marcus, even without a husband and children. But she couldn't give me that. So now, I don't want anything from her. But surely, the auction is in 5 days. If she wants to keep the house, she knows what she needs to do. Pay the mortgage. It's that simple. On June 14th, the day before the auction, my mother called one last time. I'll pay, she said quietly. I liquidated my retirement accounts. I borrowed from friends. I have enough to pay the mortgage. Then pay it. The management company will process your payment. Is this what you wanted? To humiliate me? To prove you're more successful than Marcus? No, Mom. I wanted you to understand that every choice has consequences. You chose to value Marcus more because he had children. You chose to cut me out because I was financially independent. You chose to ignore 34 years of my love and loyalty because it didn't come with grandchildren attached. I made a mistake. Yes, you did. And now you've learned that the child you discarded was the one who could have helped you. The one you valued couldn't. That's not revenge, Mom. That's just reality. I had the management company process her payment. The house remained hers. The foreclosure was canceled. But the damage was done. To her finances, to Marcus's dreams of easy inheritance, to the family dynamics they'd taken for granted. I still don't go to family dinners. I still don't want to be in the will. But something shifted after that. My mother calls now tentatively, asking about my work, my life. She's learning to see me as a person, not just a childless daughter. Marcus avoids me entirely, his resentment too deep to bridge. Some would say I was cruel. Maybe I was. But I prefer to think of it as clarity. For 34 years, I'd accepted being valued less. When they finally showed me exactly how little I mattered, I simply returned the favor. The difference was I had the power to make it sting. My phone buzzed. A text from my mother. I'm sorry. For everything. You deserved better. I stared at it for a long moment. Then I typed back. Yes. I did. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't reconciliation. But it was acknowledgement. And sometimes, that's all we can hope for from the people who should have loved us better. I put my phone away and went back to my work. Somewhere across town, my mother sat in a house she'd almost lost, finally understanding the value of the daughter she'd thrown away. And Marcus? He was probably still calculating what he'd inherit, not realizing the real inheritance, a mother's love and respect, was something I'd already withdrawn from his account. Karma, as it turns out, does have my phone number. But more importantly, it has my mother's address. Thanks for watching. See you again in the next video. Stay stunned.